Reseller news from the top to the bottom and something else, etc. Now. Thank you. Whoops, are you on? Oh, wait. Your stuff ain't plugged in. We don't have to hear. Hold on. Everybody pause, please. This isn't even plugged in. I don't have my noises plugged in. I'm out of it. It seems like we've been gone for like 3 weeks. And all I did was I didn't even get my tooth yet. I got the thing where they drill the little encasement up into your skull. And so now, at this point, I can smuggle microfiche. Thank you. And I guess on the same note, I could also smuggle some cyanide in case I get captured. So I'm kind of a good spy, is what I'm saying. Thank you. People can't hear you laugh at my hilarity. Okay, you can laugh.
Aloha. Oh, there we are. Aloha, everyone.
Welcome back to the big show. It's so big today because for the first time, I'm going to say, for the first time in a long time, with the exception of Polish Pete, who, yes, is right, but, you know, whatever. This is actually important information that dropped this weekend in the Profit Playbook podcast about reselling. And it was like a really, really good. And it kind of got me excited. And I was excited and happy, even though my tooth hurt a tiny bit. Actually, my tooth didn't hurt. Like the day of the surgery, it kind of didn't hurt. And then look at my fingers are glowing. Why are they glowing?
Because the sun is shining on them through the...
Oh, my gosh. It's radioactivity from the sun. But it really didn't hurt because I had some painkillers. And then also, it really didn't hurt. I took the painkillers anyway because I don't want to be in pain even a little bit. But a week later now, it throbs a little tiny bit because I guess it's squishing the bone out. It's really pretty stupid. But thank you. So... let me welcome you back and thank you all for joining us. WTF, Wellington, Bearded Picker, Silverhair Stacker, Cali Duds, Den Decor Depot, Major Win, Buckeye State Flips, Jen JRK, R, Carla Olson, Axe Monkey, Curious Collection, Lag, can you believe Lag is here? And Josh Vanderpump is here. Polish Pete definitely.
Do you say Biff Cali Devs?
Who's Josh Vanderpump? That is a funny statement, though. Did I say who? Sorry. Did I miss somebody? Biff Boffo?
I don't know. Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us. Yeah, we're back. It does seem like a really long time since we were here. But anyway, let's quickly...
yeah, it does.
It does, really, huh? Mike Gerdes is here, too. Major Win, Reverse Tooth Fairy! Maloha.
So cute. Thank you.
That's a greenie. Well, it's a tealy. It's a tealy. I don't know if they have a greenie, but it's green. So I'm really happy about getting this, and I think we're really, really leaning towards, because the thing is, I like myself without a tooth. So either I saw this little niblet. Where's that little nibby thing?
Oh.
It was like a mouthpiece for something, but it was like a shiny black, and I was like, maybe I'll get shiny black. Oh, here it is. This is like a mouthpiece for some, probably like a cigarette thing. I don't smoke, but this is it's brand new. It was from something. If you can see that chunk, it's like a shiny black, and I was like, wouldn't that be cool? Look what it would look like. Like right there. Or I just go with the gold tooth and be Dr. Face from the Muppets. Or
I'm thinking more gold tooth.
You'll see the gold. I think we're leaning towards gold at this point. It'll be something extra to go in that hole. Now that we've talked about me for a moment. Lag is lost and now he's found. And John is here. Hey, everyone. Hope you had a nice weekend. We did. You guys really had a blast off. It is Dr. Tooth, right? Like Dr. Face. I said Dr. Face. And we're talking about teeth. And I'm just like, it's Dr. Tooth, of course. But you guys had the super banger. That was crazy. Now, what was super interesting, here's my takeaways, like from the top. Everybody to know what we're talking about. I did put it in the description, please go give that best episode of all reselling ever. And I'll tell you why I think this. This was a director from eBay that was talking about some serious stuff. eBay England, but so what? It was really informative and awesome. And what's crazy is it hit me in a couple of ways, but the takeaway was I'm gonna look at my book because I did write down quite a few notes here, but they were just like morning notes. They weren't from the actual show, but we watched half of it before this show. Did you want to say something? Did you want to get a word in edgewise?
Well, I think it's nice, like having a face to put to eBay. And I sort of felt that way when they were doing one of their I don't remember what it was, their online seller stupid things, and they had some employees hosting it.
He's familiar.
And
I sort of recognize it.
And I remember thinking, these are just people. And they seem like they're good people.
Nerd people.
And they don't seem
they're goodly nerds.
They are behind the scenes going, how can we screw over sellers?
They're actually, what they're doing is going, how can we make money?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And they're using Mike Seller. Thank you. They were about... Wait, is that literally that's the last treat right there.
Uh-oh.
That's the last one. We have to go to the store
folks.
anyway. So it's okay. We were putting it off because I still had to package a couple things. By the way, eBay sales have been great. One store is up 56%.
Thanks,
the other store is up 48%. I don't even want to share my numbers with you because they're just going to make you feel bad because you're so great. You're so great. Thank you.
They're great for us.
They're great for us, yeah. We feel super good about them, and we could share them sometimes in sales and stuff, but there's nothing like really exciting that happened. So anyway,
it's just we're just selling stuff,
And sales are definitely like Q4ing a little bit. It's Q4ious. I like that. So anyway, back to the heaping of praise onto the Profit Playbook podcast, which I'll even try to say the name right because I think it is. First of all, go watch it, and then second of all. Nobody talked the entire time. So eBert, their guest, basically talked for, I think Josh said a couple of words. I don't think Beard even said a single word in the whole thing. And John said a couple of words. But otherwise, it was just like...
There are a few garbly words because they were canceling each other out with their sound. But
we can't have everything. It was just a stream of consciousness from Bert. And there were a couple questions left over. But, okay, so the main thing that I... got from this, there was two main things, and they're not necessarily the main points he talked about. eBay does not care about your longevity. eBay does not care that I've been a seller or James has been a seller for 24 years. It means zippity doo. Zippity doo dah. So basically what they're interested in, what have you done for me lately, sort of, except for how much trouble are you going to be? That's what they care about. They don't really care that you were good up till now. They just want to know if you're going to be bad in the future, or that's what they spend their time doing. Trying to figure out if they're going to lose money from you. So what they want to do is make money. And I thought that was just genius, the way he explained it to me. First of all, Bert's a little bit on the spectrum, just going to go out on a limb and apply that to him, but he may balk at that, and I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you, he was talking to me in my language. Like his brainwaves were like fully linking up. And
I feel like he was too, which often it's hard for me to concentrate when someone's talking a lot.
Oh, I loved it. I was so in sync. We were like,
I was so interested in what he had to say, and it was so great. And how many times?
Aloha, K-Picker.
How many times you were watching at your desk, and I was in working, and I would like come in and be like, oh my god, I totally agree with what he said right there. Blah, 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 blah. And we would get so excited just talking about what he was saying like 5 seconds beforehand.
Yeah, and he really, I just loved that main piece was that they don't care about your longevity, and I always wanted them to. I just have this, like, I'm kind of like, hey, guys, what about me? Like, I really feel that that's an important characteristic.
If
Loyalty
they didn't care about
is
your
important to me.
longevity, why would they say thank you for being an eBay customer
Because
for
they've got that
20
little
blah
thing.
blah years?
Now, what he also said was GPX, Global Positioning Experience or whatever. He also said that you are looked poorly on if you contact, but he didn't say it totally this way. But he said eBay does keep track of whether you're costing them money, and contacting customer service is costing them money because they have to pay the people that you're talking to. So, although he did not say specifically this is one of the questions I would interjection next time. I need to know that. I need to know about does calling customer service actually penalize
Well,
you?
to me, it seems like more like if they need to step in.
That was his main thing, but he said a couple other things.
Unresolved issue with
True,
a
it's
customer.
true. And I wish that I was a more awesome producer of my own show, and I would have had. I was like gonna have
Signal fixer,
a couple
aloha.
of a couple of tabs open to like specific video spots where we could do it. That works much better if you edit a video. It's hard to do that live, so.
And we still want to encourage people to go watch the.
No, but I
PPP
could have
video.
clued in a couple little things so that it was more.
I was curious.
Easy to follow.
I was curious when he mentions how he saw how eBay doesn't want people to put like watermarks in their main photos,
but it actually works.
and he said that or watermarks, or he said, or a lot of other stuff, and I was wondering what he meant by other stuff. But he said
Dodgers
that
are gonna win.
he said that he noticed specifically that people who changed from their watermark image to what eBay wanted, which is I guess just a white background, that their sales dropped. So what?
You could see.
Why? Where's Basket Noodle? I need Basket Noodle to
Basket
explain
Noodle, tell us some.
why
Doesn't matter
a
if it's right.
watermarked
Just fill us in.
main photo would increase your sales. Or
And because this is why I even say that. Quirky Picker Chat, aloha! It's because Basket Noodle, I'm sure it was Basket Noodle. Could be Nash VT because I confused them in the old days. And so sometimes I still get them confused. But they were talking about, one of them was specifically talking about how, no, maybe it was lag actually, now that I think about it, about going back into a picture and putting some sort of digital watermark, not a watermark that is viewable on the picture itself, but something in the actual
behind the scenes, the file.
in the code of the file of the JPEG, putting in some sort of specific watermark that changes it. And I don't remember what the hell they were talking
I was
about.
sort of
But it sounded
curious about that. It's funny
There's
because
so
we both
many.
were focusing on some different things. I
Yes.
found some things really interesting, and he's like, no, this is
Flipping ain't easy.
I always
Flipping
look for so my whole gig is to look for the things that other people aren't looking at, because everybody else is already looking at stuff, and I can just listen to them talk about it. So I'm looking for stuff people aren't focusing on, and then trying to drag something from that. So I thought that. Wait, Patricia, aloha, Patricia. First of all,
Aloha!
we do know
Hey, Wellington, we don't.
Wellington is being a bit of a troll. I'm not sure Wellington is a troll, but he is troll-like and has been troll-like before. Just everyone can know that. Biff Boffo has the hammer. So,
Well, I do too.
And you
But
do too.
but yeah, so Wellington, I mean, you're welcome to stay here as long as you just
Yeah, just try to
don't
be-
talk smack,
try to be
okay?
cool.
Because
Josh
you
is
know.
awesome. Everybody's awesome.
Yeah, we
You're
love Josh.
awesome. Everybody's awesome. Let's get going here.
So James was
Carl's here
saying,
too.
"Hey, Carl."
Aloha.
Hey, James was saying that he had the worst weekend
You did.
that he's had in a long time.
Did you do anything differently? Because
You were talking about doing your other store.
I had both of us, because we both do it. We had great weekend. Like it's for the time, it's right. So like for this time of year, we're having proper sales. The other thing is, did you do anything to? I was thinking about you this weekend. I was like, oh, if he implements this one thing, I wonder if it'll affect his sales. But I can't remember what it is now. because we turned off advertising on one of our stores, and I wanted to show you. Okay, we're just gonna jump around like a maniac because why not?
How is that any different than normal?
That's exactly, sweetie. I love you. Thank you. Got me on the back. It's a maniac pat. Okay, so check this out.
No, it's more of a like little. I don't know. I'm sort of half asleep right now.
Yeah, it's fine. But I just wanted to. This is totally just random pieces of eBay-ness. I went to go look at these. This is a title on items that I actually have in my store. So Bausch & Lomb 7-inch Series 2 Cinephore lens. It's a lens. I don't know. I just put it in there and I wanted to see what happened. I am on this account. I stopped all promotions because what I wanted to do was do something that I learned from the eBert interview. I wanted to only promote certain items in my store. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I put this in here just as a random thing, and I see these over here. Now, this morning, it was up at the top here, and it was called eBay Shopping.
Well, it's because your window is squished down.
No, now it's over to the side. I don't know. It just shows up in different ways. All three of these lenses are my lenses.
And it says sponsored.
You owe half of them, too. They're half yours. I'm just saying they're mine.
And it says sponsored. Did you already say that?
I haven't yet.
Oh,
you
sorry.
just gave away the big. Hold on.
I ruined it.
Everybody, these are my lenses up here, and guess what? It's so cool. You're not going to believe it. They're sponsored right here. You see that? Sponsored. It says sponsored. Now, you tell me what that means. I'm not paying ad fees.
For sure, definitely right. Not doing offsite
ads. The other thing that's super cool is 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I reported on this. And every time you could find one of our items and through a Google search, it was because we were relisting everything every week. It was an old item. These are all fresh and new.
So it goes to our actual listing.
New
not
items.
An ended one.
I'm just going to make a suggestion that eBay has rejoined the sponsorship on Google because they're, maybe their stuff isn't working out exactly the way they thought.
And Google was searching specifically for the order in which you typed the words, though, right?
Granted, I mean, I'm. This is a very small sampling of something. I'm just saying it's in the sponsored box. I'm not paying for any promotions at all on these.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it goes to a fresh listing after I relisted these on Saturday morning, which means it didn't take very long to index it into Google's shopping, into sponsored ads, which always seem to be a little more up to date and fresh than anything in the shopping list. Maybe that helps somebody. I don't know. I just noticed that. I thought that was pretty cool. Don't you? The other thing I thought was really cool, and I read into this, was that that's why having the new store is kind of cool.
Wasn't
maybe
there
working.
Something else too you wanted to show?
Am I doxing myself? Don't dox. Am I doxing?
I don't know.
Me neither. Let's go out of there. Where do I want to go? I want to show advertising dashboard. Check this out. So this is the campaign dashboard. I don't know. All these numbers are just numbers. They're just whatever they mean. But I noticed this little module right here. And so this store has no advertising at all on it. Promoted listings, sorry. Has no promoted listings at all. And here...
Oh, right. That's what you wanted to show them.
Yeah. And here is made for you, ready to launch. I don't know. Just, it wants me to review campaign where it's come up with a campaign. What to put in the campaign. Oh, yeah. See, I'm so bad. Out of my mind. eBert, my new best friend, said that in general, it is about your impressions. It's about your click-through rate. It's about your sell-through rate. No, it's about your...
He said if you are promoting all of your items, that
it can actually hurt your store.
Right, it can hurt your store.
That's what I was thinking about James.
If you don't have good turning items, then...
that was it. That was the James thought, too.
You're getting all these impressions that are not converting to a sale, and that hurts your store.
He said that.
So then you happen to stumble upon this yesterday.
Yes.
And you're like, look at this. It was 5 other items. It was 5 different items, but they were all like car parts, though, so that's sort of interesting. And this is too as well.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey, promote these 5 items. it wasn't like promote everything in your store. It's almost like it's picking stuff that they feel will have a good turn.
Yes. People are talking too.
Yeah, I know. There is a lot.
Here, I'll make it really.
Oh, Wellington is now tilting at windmill thing. Okay, there was probably more crap that he said, I'm guessing, or she said.
So
Thank you. Thanks.
So this is so if you I don't know why it's choosing these particular things, but as Bert said, all eBay is truly interested in is making more money. They're nothing personal. They're really just trying to, that's why somebody who has an item sell for $12 over someone who has it for $10 actually made the sale, because eBay made more money, so they put more effort into it. And then, I don't know, he was naming a cent per, saying all the things, but he's saying like a cent per impression. And that left an impression on me. And he really said a whole bunch of stuff in a way that I could understand it. But anyway, it's kind of got me on this, going back to Polish Peak, going back to the nuclear reset, going back to early last year strategies to try to get, one of the questions we didn't ask, or no one asked, because it's obviously a next time question, is what happened last year in April or June, depending on who you are, and how sales dropped. But I think he almost answered it in saying that because how much that click through, how much the weight of impressions versus sales changed, then they didn't actually lower necessarily.
Oh, you want to go big?
Yeah, I can do that. I don't know. I got this feeling like it wasn't intentional. It was a side effect, not of necessarily just taking away. Jenna flipping is here. Sorry, that was so loud.
Aloha, Jenna. And then there was also
flipping ain't easy.
Sorry. Oh, Rise and Grind Picker.
Rise and Grind, welcome.
And Ryan is here too. He's here for a little bit. DM Ephemera, aloha.
Aloha, welcome. Mm-hmm. We're just talking about the awesome episode over on the Playbook, the Profit Playbook podcast this weekend with a beard in Josh and flipping ain't easy, John. And it was just so great, and it just really, really, if you could have done this a year ago, I'd be way more appreciative than I am now, but I don't think I could get much more appreciative. That was such a great show. Thanks.
It really was. It just makes me, go, okay, there's hope. eBay, of course,
yes.
Any company wants to earn money, but it's like, just don't mess with eBay and they won't mess with you, meaning be a good seller.
Do your best. Be best.
Be a good seller. And, he talked about feedback. He really touched on so much that all of us, ask about and wonder about. And he explained everything in just such a really easily digestible way. And,
yeah, it was
really
super
great.
good. I could have listened to him for another 7.5 hours.
I know.
And I see that Biff actually has been starting to list again. They didn't get to that.
Yeah.
There's like so many different questions to ask. Just so many questions to ask. That being one of them, does listing really affect you? I think that we can tell you.
Well, he did.
It does. I mean,
he did say something about ending and sell similar. I don't remember exactly, because he said
why it gives it a boost.
Because it's not reusing the items. So if you let eBay relist your items every 30 days, it's reusing the same item.
Well, this goes
item
into
number that eBay has assigned to your item.
Yes, but even if you relist the same item again,
we all know that.
If you don't change anything, eBay might have the data for it and not give your item a new item boost. But if you change a little bit in the title or a little bit here, possibly putting the watermark on the JPEG, if you change that, it reads the picture as not the same picture.
I think someone did say something
this
about
is just
a
crazy
watermark.
Amount of things that are being thought about. But sort of as the title suggests, it is a whole new world, but it's really exactly the same. We just have like a little bit of understanding of my thoughts are a little bit in a row as opposed to just be scattered. I still don't like to look at the numbers so much. I like to use the force because I can feel if something is working or not. And that's generally how I enjoyed I used to enjoy doing it exclusively that way. Then I had to look at the numbers. Then the numbers didn't make sense. Then I ignore the numbers. I'm getting traction by ignoring the numbers. And then eBert comes on and sort of gives me a context that I could understand. So again, thank him and PPP.
Yeah.
Less chicken, more listing. That's Biff's message.
James was saying that it was just so much information for
So great.
him to process that it's gonna take a while for him to like really think it all through. It was.
I've watched the video. I've had it on like 3-4 different times, like in the background, trying to just glean stuff. And it was sort of like, boy, they better get a contract with that dude. I mean, he's a little prize at the fair. He's a little prize.
eBert?
Yeah. EBert. Oh, Siskel and Ebert. Right.
As in eBay. eBert, eBay.
I understand, but I was wondering where I'd heard that word, the name Ebert before. Siskel and Ebert. Biff Boffo says never pick up the phone. I assume that's meaning to call eBay for any reason. There's just really no reason to call them at this point. And I did get on the horn and call them over my neutral feedback, which was resolved directly through the customer. So, in general, the reasons to call eBay, I suppose, would be limited around a buyer dispute. That would be the best practices. Don't call eBay for little things if they've got an AI tool out for it.
Well, and don't they even say like, if we get involved, then you're gonna get like a ding on your account or something? What is that if you can't resolve something? If eBay is required to step in, something happens. You get a defect on your account.
For sure, and you should, because it's so much, man. You guys just completely exploded our heads.
James was saying again with the exact minute, my last sale today was 10:18 and now at 12:18 an item sold. I love how tuned in you are with your account, James.
For a long time, I used to look at the clock. Every time I looked at a digital clock, it was 9:11. What does that mean?
Mike was saying he had to call eBay twice trying to get a defect taken off, and thankfully I found out today they are removing it.
Okay.
Never let eBay place a lost package in hold. If package never gets to buyer, eBay steps in.
What do you mean put it on hold? I don't know what that means.
Huh.
Where's the comment so I could read it?
Your pointer finger is right on it.
Hey, my Gertis, how you doing? My pointer finger's on your comment. I had to call 2 times to get the defect taken off. Never let eBay place a lost package in hold. If a package never gets to a buyer, eBay steps in. Oh, are you saying specifically wait? Like eBay says to you, just wait and see if the package arrives. Is that what you're saying? And if that is what you're saying, I remember many, many years ago getting caught in that loop once, and then I was like, I'm not doing that again. Where they said wait, but then the 7 days passed, and the person could file. I mean, this is like, I don't even know, a decade ago. And then the person could file for them to step in, and they did. Even though they ended up getting the item and everything, it was I think we went through back and forth through a defect process.
Oh, right. So, and then eBay will step in. Can you have one of these, the current one?
Right
Thanks.
there. There you go.
Thanks.
James needs more items, Silverhair says. And he knows, because he's got a lot of toothbrush holders. Lag wants to save the trolls. It's not quite a popular belief, but
Oh, right.
we need trolls.
So Mike was saying you can't refund the buyer during a case. I'll just simply refund any lost package moving forward.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think that these are all the things that we're, as seasoned eBay professionals, SEPs, right? SEP. That's what we've learned. That is, it's much cheaper to handle a customer with kid gloves than to have anything even approach flack. That's like, if I had a rule, that would be it. Don't flack your customer, even if they're total jerks.
WTF was saying, I did not understand what are the consequences of calling eBay too often and burning their money. Bad sales, so that you call them even more often.
Good point. What does that mean? How would they hold that against you? I'm guessing that possibly, although you know, I don't think he necessarily said that, did he? Did I infer that? And that's an important point, is that I may have inferred that, considering it costing them money, that calling customer service costs them money, that getting a poor customer experience where they have to step in costs them money, costing them money. They hold that against you if you have a violation or whatnot.
Yeah, I took it more like if eBay has to step in to resolve an issue with a buyer.
That's what he said.
Then
I'm inferring.
Now, if you're having if you're having just like simple issues like there's glitches and stuff,
Don't do that.
I'm not under the impression that. Can I finish? Because you're saying don't do
that. Yeah.
But you have no idea what I'm going to say, because I'm saying that if you have glitches
Wait,
and
is
stuff,
Shane here?
They might be.
I'm going to go to Shane.
That might not be an issue. I don't know. He just said that, it cost eBay money. If you're costing them money by contacting them or them having to get involved, they don't like that. So, right, how contacting them? Because you're experiencing a glitch and you're like, why aren't my pictures uploading? Or is it because you are creating a bad buyer experience for a buyer? I don't know which one.
For sure, bad buyer experience gets you a defect. That is held against you without question. And he says, really don't do that. I mean, even having an item out of stock is a cardinal sin, is what he called it.
Yeah, and that seemed like he really focused on that. Right, if you sell multiples of the same item, which I was like, I feel like a lot of what he was saying sort of applied to people that sell like new stuff and quantities of new stuff. Sure, you could somehow apply it to us where we sell unique items, but I feel a lot of what he was saying
in general is moving towards the experience.
But he was saying like that is a huge no.
Don't be out of stock.
Do not be out of stock.
Dare. In the times that we've been out of stock, how good we are at this? The times that we have been, we were out of stock once in our entire 24 years on eBay. And it was because these tiny little anvil and what else? It was like kind of a jewelry anvil.
Oh, a vice and
a little vice, and they were like this big. And it was, we sold it to this nice old dude. Anyway, long story short, we couldn't find it to ship it in time. We had to refund him. And that could have ruined our eBay, but I don't remember it hurting anything. We found it like 30 days later, and after the time that we
contacted them and said, we just want to send this to you.
We couldn't find him.
And he never replied back to us.
Yeah.
And so...
But wait, what did we do? The last time we actually did it was the comic book, and then we just ordered another comic book and shipped it off to the guy directly. Said
it was better quality than the one we had. So but I do want to add. I think this is why it's important to watch the actual video, Profit Playbook podcast video, because in regards to the
link is in the description.
In regards to Bert saying that it's a big no with I think isn't it more like if you were out of your inventory but someone was still able to make a purchase and you had to cancel it? Or he was just saying in general having a listing where you're waiting to be replenished?
No, I don't think he was saying that.
Right.
He was
it's more if you had to cancel an order because you were out.
Yes.
That would
like
be the
account hit.
Biggest, he was really focusing on that as a really bad thing.
Do it. Mm-hmm. And, in all honesty, that Amy! Even if it cost you... Amy's here. Aloha.
We're doing well. I hope you are
too. It's better to spend... If you sell a $20 item and you're out of stock, spend $30 and buy it from somebody else and send it to your customer.
We've done that.
That's definitely going to be a better outcome.
Jovial needs some help.
Jovial. Let's do it.
So she's saying, I have an item not scanned for 10 days from USPS. The buyer opened an item not received case to be resolved by
The 24th?
tomorrow per eBay. How do I handle it? I refund the buyer today. How do I get reimbursed?
So basically the understanding is that if you do refund the person today, then you won't get you gotta beat that date. You gotta put your part in by that date. If you want, I guess you don't have. Do you have to refund them by that day? Is it possible that you can just contact them? I think you have to actually respond, meaning solve it.
Listen
by that
to
date.
what Tusslebug is saying.
Tusslebug.
Hi, Tusslebug.
Aloha.
What a great name. Refund the buyer, then open a case with USPS if it was insured.
And whether or not it gets it's the thing is that what's going to happen is going to end up showing back up at the person's house. It's going to get there.
And then
eventually.
they're going to have the item and a refund, and then you don't have anything. Which I've been reading a lot of
you
that.
You can call eBay at that point, and it's possible eBay will refund you, seeing that they received the item. It seems to be the way it's worked in our case and in recent cases that I'm familiar with.
But not all the time, because I've actually been seeing
but these are chumps on the chump board.
A frequent thing on some of the boards I'm on where people are like, because everyone's having issues
Chumpy
with USPS taking forever to deliver stuff.
It's not supposed to start till January.
And they're like, the buyer got refunded.
Look, Flippin' is saying that.
And now they...
Flippin' John is saying they will refund it. I know they will. I know.
And now they got the item too.
It's a hard situation for both. I mean, and another thing Bert said, because all we care about is Bert now. Just think about it as being a person, like, just like we're dealing with people, and the people who wrote eBay are people, and everybody's people, and people are people. And the thing is that person just wants to know that they didn't get ripped off. So if you pay them back and they don't have the object, but they have their money, at least they're like a little bit content. Then if they get the item, if in the cases that we've gotten the item, the person has contacted us back and said, holy crap, we got the item. Thank you. Sorry you had to go through the refund, but they didn't offer. Actually, sometimes they have offered to send the money. So I think one of our biggest problems, especially after last year, is trying to get our heads straight around the relationship between us and eBay and us and our customers and eBay and our customers. The relationship changed a little bit. And I think that Bert's comment about how we are... The longevity is irrelevant. The longevity is irrelevant. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately?
The Godot Project. Aloha.
Ooh,
that interview was a triumph.
Yeah.
I watched yesterday and then binged his whole channel today. Yeah, I've been watching some of his videos too. And John was saying, how is it that you guys can say the name of our podcast, but my co-host can't?
I tried really hard.
I know. I did too, actually, because often I can't, but
It's difficult. You chose a difficult
John
couple
Trainer.
of words. I had to think about it a couple times, and I'm like, is it Playbook podcast? Is it 4Ps? Because Playbook... Anyway, such a great show.
People are people, so why should it be? Bearded Picker is saying that.
True.
Yeah,
You
and
I
Signal
should
Fixer
get
was
along
saying
so
you have to have
awesome.
thick skin selling on eBay, same as you would with any employer. Good and bad will be observed. Yep.
And John is saying that, for his experience, that they've refunded him every single time.
And Den Decor was saying, make sure to open up a lost package thing with you.
Oh yeah, for sure do that. Because what that does is it gets, for whatever reason, wherever it's hidden, whatever little crack it's stuffed into, if you file a lost package request, I guess they have to go investigate it, and they always find it. Like it'll, for whatever reason, it's always, I don't know, turns it around for whatever reason. They never pay you money. They just make sure the package actually gets to where it's going. The Godot Project. Aloha. Mama Kronk. Aloha, that interview. Oh, you already read that. Sorry. But still, the interview was a triumph, so I'm going to reread that.
Oh, and Lag was saying, be careful with drop shipping items. eBay can see that
don't do that
they
anymore.
Weren't shipped from your zip code.
I feel like they don't. Who said that? Whatever my understanding, we've never drop shipped anything, but I think that's not a, it's going to be less and less approved of, maybe.
His beard. What? It's so funny. Shut up, John. You got it wrong this week, dude.
What did he get wrong?
Oh, I don't know.
Pee, poop, and play solitaire while on the toilet. Yes. Well, it is better because I really did give this, I really wanted to say it right. I thought it was very much deserved to be said right. And I went, is it Profit, Playbook, Podcast? I was like, podcast 2 words? No, it's 1 word. Is it 2 words? I don't even know. And then I was like, but you can't really call it the PP podcast. That doesn't sound quite right. And then I understand. It's P3. It's just P3 podcast.
Yeah.
But then that is 4 Ps. The 3P podcast.
Oh, John in the intro messed up PPP.
Oh yeah, I know. You didn't even practice your own PPP. It's tough. It's a tough gig.
Has someone already done the PPP? Yeah, you know me.
OCP, yeah, you know me.
Oh,
yeah, you can do that.
I
think, in fact, that's like right up John's alley as far as, I bet he was a big OCP fan. I feel like he was.
Kate was saying that she actually got a check last week for a last item and just about fainted. Huh.
Really? I would have too. I don't think I've ever gotten a check anytime I've tried. They just find the item.
Pee, poop, and play.
I says that. I already said it's the toilet.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
It's the toilet. Okay, let's see. What else? Do we have any? I mean, I have so many words here. Oh, this is a good one, you guys. I got some. I'm going to mention J-Ride and tech and sports for some reason. Let's see if I can follow my own thought process.
Whole bunch of notes.
I do. I really, really, really do. And by the way, this is Elsie's notebook that we got for 25 cents because I try to
at the thrift store.
And it only had like 2 pages written in. It's like perfectly usable. Choose items based on business. What the heck do I mean by that? So I think what I meant by that was that I don't know specifically what I meant by that, but it just struck me because like what you were saying that eBert was talking about mostly people who have replenishable items. And so in the case of tech and sports, I don't even know if he likes t-shirts. He chose those items because he understood the market and therefore he could do the math. And because he could do the eBay math and he knew the market, he became who he did. And I think that anybody who has that brain structure that can do that is really lucky. And I think J-Ride's one of those people who can look at products and processes and, set something up, to be observed and using specific products that are super boring and lame, but have the numbers that he needs. I don't have that ability. Do you have that ability? I can't just choose any old thing to sell. Like if I have to sell.
Oh, right. You have to like it.
I have to like it. And I think that's an extra layer of annoyance, for me to have to deal with myself. Because if I could just sell any old thing, I'd probably be better off. But I feel like I have to, my life is too short. I just got to like what I sell. And I think that Josh has learned that, or maybe he's learned it. I don't even know. I don't know what Josh's experience was before. But he did go from business, chasing a nice income and everything.
Waterfalls?
Chasing waterfalls. And then he said, no, I'm going to do eBay. And then he was like, eBay is hard. And then he was like, I'm going to do these things that I really, really like. And if it's going to be hard, at least I'm going to like it.
Well, a good chef, they're going to want to cook food that they enjoy. Or otherwise,
It's so true.
Right? Oh, you just need to enjoy what you're doing.
I think so.
And
the 3PP.
Yeah. Wait, didn't someone once go the Profit Playbook podcast?
Yeah, it's 4 Ps though.
It really is.
But I don't know.
Because it should.
It's very complicated. But that keeps it in people's minds. How the hell do we say?
So Patricia was saying, at least with pirate ship labels, where you insure the package through them, a lost USPS insured package gets paid 100%. Maybe that happens with eBay labels too, but I don't trust their insurance. Yeah, I'm not sure.
The insurance, yeah, I think their insurance is a scam, like most Best Buy insurances and stuff. If you're buying a product that's not going to last a year, if you insure it, it's still a piece of crap.
And Tussabug was saying, I mostly sell books. Media mail is not insured. I will pay extra to ship more expensive books, ground advantage, so that the package is insured. And that's a good idea.
It puts the chicken wings in the
Glenn
basket.
Scotland! Here's hoping
Glenn Scotland!
Oh, no.
What happened?
Well, Glenn's Gauntlet is saying, here's hoping the postal workers don't go on strike up here in Canada November 2nd. Let's get a deal done.
They're too big to fail. We can't let Canadian postal workers. Don't they, as far as Hayfro's told me, they barely get the job done to begin with. I hope they don't go on strike. Not from Canada, so again, inferring from ages-old information.
You're welcome, Jovial. She said thanks for the info, PK and SB fam.
Yeah, I hope that works. I think it will. I mean, I really do think if you refund your buyer eBay and the item then shows up and it's trackable and shows that it showed up, eBay should
So
refund
Mike must sell just a ton of stuff, and you've maybe have mentioned it before, and I apologize if you have, but he's saying that he has deposited $537 in lost packages this month. It's insane. 6 total. Well, 6 packages, so that's a lot of money.
We have one coming back to us right now for $200, a $200 return, but he returned it under the wrong, it doesn't fit. So I don't think that gets held against us. Because I did notice that in general, it didn't hold my money. It didn't hold the money. It just, if you make over $10,000 in sales per month in a store, I don't think it holds your money no matter what. But if you have an item that is not as described, it held our money one time. Or broken. It was the shelf. If it's it held our money until and then he shipped it back, but it held the money the whole time. This guy sent something back because he said it didn't fit because technically we did measure it wrong, so he sent it back as that did not hold the money. If that's important, I just said it.
That's interesting, but if he had checked something else, then it would have held the money. Well, he'll get everything back. He's getting totally refunded, but you feel bad for them, right? Because he bought it for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can buy the brand new ones for $1,000.
That's right. Straight up. That one's all red, got red paint all over. You don't want that one. Get the brand new ones. They're just 5 times more.
Mike Seller, cha-ching, number 3 in the last 5 days. And Patricia was saying also, I never expect USPS insurance on the ground advantage or priority to pay out ever.
Never, ever.
Why'd you look at me?
I was trying to guess on which one of these you were looking at. Which one?
Oh. Always chase waterfalls per lag. Heart. I found my waterfall
in the basement. It's funny. The
James,
waterfall
please
led right to
stick
the
the
basement.
rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Oh,
It
my
puts
goodness.
Wait, what was it? Biff said it puts the chicken wings in the fryer.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Oh.
We'll watch that today. I want to watch that today. Been watching all of the. Okay, here's my. Do you have any Halloween movie references? She does. She has a. She wants to recommend not watching Halloween 3 on repeat. She's so sick of Happy Halloween, but I don't know. It's kind of my favorite.
It's just the creepiest one. It's
my go-to.
such a nightmare. It's not your typical Jamie Lee Curtis
kids'
Halloween.
heads turn to snakes. What's weird about that?
And the screens flash and the music is like.
I like to put myself into a
explode.
trance from the pumpkin flashing.
John was saying this summer I had 3 checks that I received from USPS from lost package claims. Then they got
shocking.
Then to me within a week of filing the claim every time. It's more the damage claims they.
Damage claims they never play.
Oh, but lost package.
Well, if they do lose it, I do understand they pay out if it's lost. But usually every time we've called in to file a lost item, they're like, give us a second, and then they find it and forward it to the final location.
Yeah, that was the one where it was just a tiny little transformer part.
Yeah.
And
It was literally a fist.
And the guy, the
Fist of
customer was
rage.
really great and nice, but we're only talking, it was like a $10 little thing.
It was 30-something days since I had shipped it, and he didn't get it. He calls us. He texted
And then, of
us,
course,
and I was like, immediately, I'm like, 30 days?
USPS,
I'm not waiting a
though,
second.
I wasn't able to put in lost package. I had to do,
Oh, right.
had to file the search for package
You
first.
did like 5 hours of work on that
And then,
to get the $20 part.
and then it ended up being delivered.
Yeah.
But we didn't get our money back from eBay.
I
on
didn't
that,
call.
Right? No, because we were like, whatever, it's
take a nap.
$10.
I had to go
Yeah.
do something other than call eBay on that particular time. Now, sometimes it's a matter of principle, but the $20 I let go for some reason. I can't remember why.
Den Decor, I'll watch The Great Pumpkin. Yes. Nightmare Before Christmas for James.
I've already watched The Great Pumpkin like 6
Cha-ching!
times.
Yay! Silver hair got a
You're
sale.
welcome.
Oh, WTF too.
You're all welcome. Silver hair stacker. Oh, is that who you were saying?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody did.
Mike was saying I average 10 to 12
That's
packages,
from us.
but I have a ton of combined orders.
Although PPP is very powerful right now. They're very powerful. Powerful Playbook podcast. James did say up there a little bit, he was like, call it the Playbook, Profit Playbook. Because playbook to me is a verb. That's the problem with this whole thing. Is that I'm feeling playbook, not a playbook, because I don't know sports. So playbook to me is not a reference.
I think of
word.
it as you're thinking of it of like playbill. What do you mean?
Something
Playbook?
like that. I don't know what
I
the
think
hell.
of it
Playboy,
as-
playbill,
I
playbook.
think of
I
it
don't know.
as an actual sports playbook.
But
thing.
like in certain, there's like movies about the coach's playbook. Like I remember that, and it's like the X's and O's, and you go there and they do that, and then that's all I got.
Well, we appreciate
My
it
tooth
because
is doing
it's
well.
giving
Thank
us
you,
something
Ryan.
to talk about.
Yeah, it is. It's super awesome. And
Carla, always watch The Great Pumpkin. Yes.
you got to. We had a lot of plans this year to do some data, but then my tooth. So
There's been a lot going on lately.
it's so much going on. I mean,
Oh boy.
we're literally. I don't want to. I'm just gonna say that we had a memorial going on the phone just now. I mean, it's so much. It's crazy.
It was in Spanish, so
We just
I don't.
kind of.
I can't read or I can't speak Spanish. So.
We saw it. It was right there.
But yeah, I had
We were
it
double.
playing.
While we were talking to you, we were also doing a memorial.
But I will probably go. I hope I can go back and watch it. It was in Ecuador because that's where my aunt that passed away Sunday, not yesterday, Sunday, the Sunday before. She was living in Ecuador and came.
And having a great
Had
time.
to come here
For-
because she wasn't feeling
'cause she
well, and they
wasn't
said you need to go back to the States and meet with your doctor. And
And then
3 weeks,
3 weeks only.
3 to
Maybe
4 weeks later, she passed
She's
away.
gone. It was crazy. Crazy. Sorry. Digression will happen now as we say aloha to Miss Lachey Reseller.
Aloha, Miss Lachey.
She came in a little
Oh,
back
sorry.
there, but I just
Oh
saw
wow,
her.
sorry, yeah. Josh, aloha.
Josh is here.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, you guys really did a banger job on that show, and you need to do it. You need to guide him in, again, hopefully, where we can answer some of the more intriguing questions. Seriously, I just want to know what his impression of specifically what the hell happened last
Thanks,
April
Jenna.
and between April and June. And I bet you if I was a betting man, I feel like I would say that he's going to say they really didn't change visibility. They changed the ratio of impressions versus exposure. So I don't know. He's going to say a couple words. And it's all going to make sense forever.
Absolute fines, aloha.
Aloha.
Well, he said that he would go back, right? Or they asked if he would go back. And they did mention for people to put questions in the comment section. So when he does come back, they can have some stuff to ask.
Yeah, and Josh is saying pretty much I'm just like reading into everything and inferring and interpolating and everything. And I do
Thanks,
think
Callie Debs.
I do think that's just the most enlightening experience about eBay since I've been doing eBay YouTube stuff.
It makes me feel, like I said earlier in the beginning when we were first coming on, it just makes me feel good to know that eBay, they're not jerks. I mean, it's just people. Yes, some people could be jerky. Yes, of course they want to make money, but people like Bert, he's just a good person who is saying eBay's not out to get you. You know, the eBay wants people to succeed.
I mean, he could be the chancellor. I mean, we don't know.
I know. I was sort of like, what if like
He's got evil
just trying
cat
to
minions.
appease us? No, but he's very down to earth. And,
eBert is definitely,
Yeah.
I think he's being legit.
oh, for sure. It just made me feel good that we're dealing with people. There's faces behind the screen, behind the phone. There's just people like all of us. You know, like sort of how we always say, like when people troll online, it's like, we met face to face. You would not be trolling me. You know, it's
Right,
sort of
right.
like with eBay, we just think they're this like evil company behind the scenes, but they're not.
Evil. Come back here, you prophet. Josh is saying, he said that a larger problem for eBay are sellers doing a bad job at scale, especially becoming overwhelmed. Well, becoming
Yeah, okay.
overwhelmed and not being able to satisfy orders. And that's exactly why throttling is legitimate to them. And they're not throttling us, but at the same time, they're totally throttling us. Another good question to ask, are they throttling us? And the answer he would give
Julie,
is yes,
I love
they are.
that.
Because they're not going to allow you to crap out. Because they need to limit their exposure to people crapping out by getting over excited about selling stuff. Can you imagine if all of our stuff sold in one day? We would die. But last June, the week that everything turned off, the faucet turned off, last June, do you remember that we sent out the most we've ever sent out in one day, 32 items? That's 32 items. I think it was like $6,000 of value over a weekend, over like 4-day period. I think something went wrong and it broke. And then we have to turn off promoted. We can't handle this volume. I got overwhelmed. I did everything. I shipped it all out, but I'm like, we got to turn off the promoted listings, and it never went back on. Even to this day, we've never been faced with a $6,000 32 item day that we just haven't been faced with that ever again. So, same items we sell.
James, and one of the questions James
Yes.
mentioned in the chat after, or in
The after
comment
chat.
after chat was are the when Bert said that impressions, if they aren't converting to sales and stuff, can have a bad effect on your account, that item.
Yeah, which is why you don't want to promote every item.
Well, essentially that's what he was saying. You really only want to promote stuff that you know, if you're drawing people to the item, it's going to be selling, because otherwise eBay goes, you're bringing all these people to your things and they're not selling. Like, we don't want to push that.
What's better is to have your totally undesirable item be so perfectly crafted that only a person looking for that exact item will find it. So you don't want to draw more attention using keyword spamming. You don't want to put in not VHS on your Betamax tape. You don't want to do that, but maybe sometimes you do. There are some manipulations, but then they would call that a search. Jeff Fixer's here.
Hi, Pokey's underneath here. So nice to see you.
Welcome to the show. I wonder, did you watch that? Were you impressed by any of that information? And probably people who really have gotten their heads into eBay with the math might not have as much of a takeaway as I did, but holy crap. Patricia's saying too forgiving. Biff is saying the constraints are too aggressive, but I guess they have to account for the deadbeats. Well, that's the issue, is they have to be parents, right? So the parents, unfortunately, it's broad strokes to control
Millions
your
of
hordes
people.
of kids. Yeah.
I just want to say that.
Say it, Yanni, Yan. You say it.
really looking forward to this conversation that James and Josh are having, because James is going to be on the PPP. And
yes, James
how
is up on the
great
PPP.
it will be to have him being interviewed by people. It will be really great. So I really look forward to that.
It's this Saturday, right? Is it this Saturday?
Well, Josh is just trying to confirm that they'll be.
Did you say hi to Julie
Video.
Passion Resales Dubois?
I said Julie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and
I said yeah too. Buy me a Coke.
in regards to, I was seeing Josh was reiterating the thing about contacting eBay or having them resolve customer complaints cost them money, and they do not like that. So
I don't know if they
hide
technically
the
hold-
customer service contact number.
Well, so that is something I've always suspected. Once you call customer service about something, the next time you call them, they do something to obscure even the chat. So the chat bot doesn't lead you to the same places using the same thing. Because there was a point maybe last year when I was experiencing some issues that I used to just all the time just say my account was hacked, and then you'd get a person. So I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying that's what I did.
Oh yeah, you'd be like fraud, fraud.
Just give me a person. Just tell me the movie that you want to see.
Oh, Julie said she had a really bad weekend. Totally dead since Friday. Major wins back.
Major wins, welcome back.
Yes. Everyone is chiming in. They want to see James on the PPP.
Oh yeah,
you know me.
We're totally going to. And Biff, so this is a big. I mean, I guess I've been talking for a year now, and I've led up on the fact that I've always thought in my mind that we always give algorithms too much credit. They're not as sophisticated as we think. They are just made up of people. They have to let them be much more, probably maybe the way it works is like they're they're liberal with spreading out impressions as long as you're not showing anything negative. But then when you do show something negative, they get a little draconian. They're like, oh no, you're like, they really take.
Well, because there's plenty of other people that will step up that aren't going to be drama.
And they don't have to worry about you. They can just cut you off. And then you better be on Whatnot. And we better go sign up. We already signed up. We better go list all our stuff everywhere. You should cross-post. That's another thing he said.
Yeah,
one of his
did.
little sort of like just under the radar comments are, and possibly I'm going to infer this, he's saying that the punishments aren't going to get less draconian, probably maybe harsher. So you should just have options. Did he say that, or am I making that up? Vote on it.
I didn't specifically hear that.
I feel like he said
you and
that.
I often interpret things a little differently, and I was not hearing everything.
But you should have listened to it 7 times. Silver Hair Stacker says James's appearance on the PPP will quintuple the amount of hair. Maybe more. The hair will be voluminous. The hair will be flowing.
Today on YouTube, I had a Walmart ad, and it was like, members get free delivery and included Paramount Plus subscription.
What does? I want Paramount.
On Walmart.
Really?
Yeah, so
I want free
Walmart
stuff.
is totally becoming Amazon. So how is eBay going to compete
with what? They're not. Maybe they're stepping back.
shipping?
Are they stepping back? Callie Debs agrees with me. Thank you. You really were interested in I don't care about feedback because we so far have 100% across 3 stores.
He was saying that feedback is really only important as soon as you're under 99%, because 99% and above, people are like, oh, don't bother. But anything below 99% it piques someone's curiosity.
Why
to
does this
see.
guy suck so bad?
And so they instantly will go to the ones or whatever, the poor ratings, and read, and then they're just sitting there filling their heads with all the bad stuff. But if you're selling like thousands and thousands and thousands of items, but still people will go to your specific negative
just
feedbacks.
to check you out. See how you could possibly suck so bad. And I think he was saying, I mean, he has like 98.9. And I think that and what he said, what I gleaned from that was that he sells cat toys. So
no, he was just using that as an example.
Well, no, he does sell cat toys. No,
he
that's
really
what
does?
Yeah, he sells cat toys. That's absolutely what he sells. So what he was saying was that someone might give you a negative feedback because they don't like the toy. You know, because they don't like the item. It's like, so it's not a feedback on you, it's a feedback on the item. We sell, you know, one-off items that are not replenishable. They're all individual. So each person gets an individualized experience. They're buying the thing that they want as opposed to a thing that they think they might want. I don't know how the heck we're selling all this Vaseline glass that we got for nothing. Everybody wants to buy it. I question people's buying habits, but I don't question them that much. I just like to know what's selling.
Cat toys. He was saying cat toys,
Cat
but
toys.
I thought he was just saying that as an example.
That
Because
would
there's
be like-
another video where he was like, let's say that
You know what's funny?
I'm selling blah,
Tree
blah,
Cat.
blahs.
Tree Cat sells bras. And eBert sells cat toys. And it's Tree Cat. Cat toys, Tree Cat. Bras? Is there a connection here?
That's why it would be interesting to... Oh!
What? What, did I make sense?
Oh, I was watching one of his other videos.
broken clock is right
No,
twice.
I was thinking it was he spoke about it on their show, but I was watching one of eBert's videos where he was saying, following up on a comment that someone had made on a video he made about, is it you or is it eBay? And he was saying that what can help you determine if it's you or if it's eBay is essentially if you sell in a certain category, sort of like if your store is a niche and you go to Terapeak for the 3 years, and if you see the bar graph, if it's like slowly
Upsy downsies.
going down, then that means something's going on. It's eBay. It's like, it's not something you're doing
Or the
incorrectly.
market.
The market, eBay, whatever. But he said, if you look at that bar graph, hey, I was just thinking about you. Where are you? Where were you? And here you are. And I was just thinking about Basket Noodle too. So Basket Noodle is showing up. But he was saying that if you go and you look at the graph and you see that it's steady or it's actually going up, then it's something you're doing incorrectly. And it could be just your metrics and stuff are not good, and who knows. But he was saying that's a good way to use Terapeak. But again, it's sort of like if you're in a niche, though, because with us, we're all over the place. So
yeah, and it matters like how many returns you get. I mean, see,
Sam
all this
sandwich,
stuff
yum.
these. I don't think any of these things are. These aren't new things. It's conceptually what he chose to talk about or not talk about. I thought was most telling, and how to think about some of the things. And of course, there's been some really, really smart people have offered up a whole bunch of reality-based stuff about, you know, I mean, like J-Ride, for instance, who Signal Fixer is saying that James is in tune with the eBay algorithm, it seems. J-Ride Flips is like a James Jr. of eBay sales. I have one store that is just all items and another store with items that I like to sell and enjoy. That's a great way to do it. I mean, we didn't, but that is a good way to do it, because that way you have one store that you just don't care performance-wise is less important. And that's the stuff, it might be the stuff that you enjoy depending on what you're selling. But the way we separated out our stores was, which is interesting because we haven't put a lot of time in the main store. And the main store now performs third. It's the third in line. That we took a general merchandise kind of approach to the middle store and just gave it super good prices, and then it's up 50 something percent this month, and the other
What,
one.
what's going on with the clothing? I wonder why eBay isn't allowing us to do that. That's weird.
Well, I haven't spent the time to figure it out, but I
I
assume
wonder
I
if it's
have to
because we
apply.
changed the name.
I think I have to apply. I don't know. I've never sold anything on it. I must have to apply for a seller's account or something. It just wouldn't let me do it when I tried to do it, but then I just gave up.
A seller's account.
Well, I've never sold anything on there, so I must have to do something.
Oh, so it thinks it's just a buying account or something?
Yeah, they must need my driver's license.
Oh,
or something,
okay.
maybe?
Okay, very good. Mike was saying just a little bit ago that my conversion rate is 0.55 lower this month, yet my sales are as high as my highest conversion sales month. My store is maybe 100 items more, and is this the only difference, 2.2 versus 1.65?
See, now then I say, I don't know numbers. Me no good with numbers.
And Den Decor is saying, so that means growing by 50%.
Numbers make me numb. That's the base of numbers is numb.
Den
Ever think
Decor.
of
Den Decor.
Thank you.
Den Decor is saying, so that means growing by 50% in 10 months is what's throttling me. I call BS. I was shipping more per day on fewer listings. Huh.
I think
And he sells.
If
eBert
I was
sells
listening to
grass
Bert-
mats for cats.
it's cat-related merch. What I'm guessing is that if you could look into your numbers and figure it out, and what would it tell you? I have no idea, but it has something to do with the items. It has something to do with your items. It has something to do with the traffic that your items are getting. And he's suggesting that it has much more to do with the number of futile impressions you get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get I can't remember exactly what he was saying. So I'm going to close my eyes and try to channel Ebert here. And he was saying something about 100. It takes 100. Like if the algorithm figures out it takes 100 impressions to sell your item. Every 100 impressions is going to sell one of your item, and then they look at that math and go, they can predict how much they're going to make from you. So therefore they put, I don't know, they put their effort into that. If you make one phone call that costs them $1, then they lose money on you, and then they're not going to put their time into you. So that's sort of what I got.
Sort of.
But don't listen to me.
I'm
not
Yeah,
Ebert.
I sort of was like picking up that too.
Right. So there's something to be said about it. So let me take the two.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
The
Dang
two
it.
things. I got them. I got two things to say. One thing is Biff Boffo one time, like 2-3 years ago, got like normally he got like a 20 times the normal impressions he got on one day. And he sent me a picture of it and it showed it. It was 20 times taller. His blue line was 20 times taller in that one day. And he said it killed his store for the longest time. And that has to be what he's talking about. Is that something went wrong.
Patricia was like, isn't the conversion rate based on sales per page view?
Yes. And he was talking about 100 views equals one sale, but I don't know if that's just a specific item, and every single item has a different
and he was also
ratio.
saying too that it seemed like he was sort of saying that eBay is also looking at the higher dollar item, like two people selling the same thing, that they do sort of look at, they'll make more money on the one that's
if it's more likely to sell.
Right, and I'm sure they're factoring in, is the seller also a good provides
So
a
they'd
good
rather
buyer
take,
experience.
They'd rather take the $10 if they think the $12 guy is going to be annoying.
And then
but they'd rather take the $12 because they make more money.
Yeah. And then he said, of course, also if the seller is doing promos, well, then eBay's going to get more money too. So.
I don't know, Patricia. You really think about things, and I can't. I just can't get into it. Like even I can go back and watch that 20 times. I'm not totally going to understand what he says. I just understand conceptually. I understand the concept of getting every 100. If he's selling a cat mat, every 100 impressions that he gets, they get a sale. And then eBay bases the future on
Record Cray,
that item.
Aloha.
So, but it has to be that exact item. Right?
Biff was saying that
Aloha record.
He got so many worthless external page views in one day that it made my conversion rate drop from 3.5 to 0.5.
And then you have slower sales for sure, because the dumb algorithm's just going to go, wow, that guy sucks so bad.
And maybe Patricia was saying that she took detailed notes.
Yeah.
And maybe like he was sort of like mixing impressions and
sometimes that happens.
Page views together would not break, I think that's sort of easy because I was sort of mixing the two terms together myself.
And he is just a human. But the thing is he worked there. He said he worked right next to the search guys. Like they were right next door and he annoyed them because, eBert. But he's the guy at the dinner party. When the subject of eBay comes up, you might bore the hell out of everybody.
And John was saying
us.
Bert did not have time to get to everything. We could have had him on another 2 hours.
Why don't you just have him on for 8 hours?
Well, and
what? You guys could have broken it up.
He does have his own channel, but he wants people to just find it organically. It sounds like so.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was sort of saying that.
I mean, you can find him if you want.
Yeah. Glenn's Gauntlet. Sales conversion rate is the most important number. So high sell-through rate is king. The higher the conversion, the more views and sales.
Now, see, just how Glenn says it confuses. It's like I get totally derailed. Sales conversion rate, which is one metric number, is the most important. So high sell-through rate is king, but that's not sales conversion rate. High sell-through rate and sales conversion rate are two different numbers. I immediately throw a belt. I'm just like, you're saying two different numbers and they're two different numbers and they're right there on the page, but they're two different ones. What does it all mean? I don't know.
Yes, right, Josh. And Josh was saying one thing I picked up from Bert is to improve your conversion rate is to avoid broad keywords.
Yes,
Stop
yes.
spamming your titles.
That's what we were actually pointing that out.
Because you are getting people to your items
the keyword
and you're
spamming.
Not really right. You're not using the
keyword. So Josh, this is what I got. This is totally what I got. Do not broadly promote listing all your items. Only promote listings the ones. I mean, eBay even shows you. Let's look at that again. eBay even shows you these promoted listings that it thinks. So on this particular store, I stopped promoting it, and we didn't get any sales yesterday, which is interesting, because I wanted to just do this while I was here with you guys online, which was to go to the ad page with no promotions running at all. Look right here where it's saying it's come up with a campaign just for me. Your campaign's ready to launch. It's picked out the items. It's only these two. Well, so disparate items.
So what happened to the 5 things they wanted to do to promote
I don't
yesterday?
know. And it says manage listings. I could add things to it, but it's saying just those two, and it's going to do dynamic at 9%. This air conditioning from an old Mercedes is about $1,600 item. This package of cards is a $10 item. I have no idea how or why it's picking these, but I'm launching this with dynamic ad at 9%.
Oh, right now?
I just launched it.
We'll see what happens.
We're going to see what happens here. And I think that's an interesting thing to look at.
Check back in a few minutes to start monitoring the performance, it said.
That's weird. So that was what I got. Do not broadly promote all of your items because you'll get impressions that you don't want. And then really make your design those items so that the title's very, very specific to that one item. Don't use broad search terms. Don't keyword spam stuff. Don't keyword stuff. Make it so that if only the person looking for that item can actually find it, unless it is a broad appeal item. Those are the ones you promote. That's what I understand.
Biff was saying what I don't get is I have top 10 conversions in my niche, so why do I have to list constantly to make sales? And that would also actually would be interesting. I don't think he touched on that, how frequently you should be listing or account activity, showing activity on your account. I don't think he mentioned anything about that, but that would be.
I think everyone knows you should do it a day. I think best practice on how much you should do a day is, and I think even Tech and Sports says, twice or 3 times your desired amount of money you want per day. So if you want $500 a day, list $1,500 or $1,000. But shit, list $500 a day is better than not listing at all, for sure. I think listing $10 for 10 items for $50 when you want $500 in sales is not going to achieve your desired effect. So
Josh was saying, so low STR can convert well only if you
yes.
avoid the broad keywords for those items.
And because you're already waiting for those items to sell anyway, somebody's going to type in, I don't know, like, what can I think of? So, I mean, somebody's, what's one of, I don't know, just whatever specific. Like these lenses,
say a
lenses.
Nike tank top. You don't want to be like, Nike sneakers sports team.
I hear what you're saying. I think I would say that is a promoted item. Nike tank top, because it has broad appeal, is a promoted item. But model of a Nike tank top Hot Wheel car that nobody knows about. Like, I'm trying to think of something that's very specific. One person in somewhere far away wants that. In Papua New Guinea, they want this Hot Wheel car, but it's only one made or something. It's only one of one.
Lags, brain hurts.
So much. It's so much lag. That's why I have computers.
So Dundecor, he's like, so what Bert was describing basically is why the one-off sellers are getting slaughtered.
Yes, but I think you can turn that around with his words, because you can stop promoting items, slow sell-through rate items. Stop promoting those. That's what I heard. Just me. That's what I heard. That's what we're experimenting with right now. Don't promote items that don't sell quickly, because you will get more impressions on them and therefore lower your overall.
Patricia said, vintage Starburst clock, never promote.
You don't need to, because they know what that is. And in fact, those are great keywords. Vintage Starburst clock.
Amazon seller 99 Aloha. The lost packages,
2% is considered.
If they're from USPS, may be a
solid.
local issue. We haven't had one lost package yet this year from USPS. Only one lost from UPS this year. We don't really have problems
with USPS.
Yeah, we had the one at the beginning of the year with the Transformer thing, but that was it, I think. Right?
I have seen conversion rates as high as like 10%.
But 2% is industry standard, though, is considered good.
Like at the T-shirt store, like at a normal store, 2%. But if you're doing something hot, like super hot, or if you're keyword spamming, or if you're doing some sort of manipulation, like, I'm not saying J-Ride's doing a manipulation, but what he's doing is really focused sell-through rate items. It's not a manipulation. It is a business practice. So that his very specific business practice will lead to maybe a higher sell-through rate, probably a higher sell-through rate, like more like 5 or
Texas
6%.
Bandit, yawn.
Oh no. Sorry. Is it time for
Well,
that?
I did notice, like, in someone commented on PPP's video.
We should just keep this off just running the whole time. What happens?
Somebody said for any new sellers, that video would be so over their head that
it's a turn off.
They would probably just say, forget reselling. Like, I'm not reselling.
That's why I love it. And that's why these other guys are good too. They're at different places. We're like down the road a little bit here, talking about some crazy talk here. And we're just trying to figure out how to make our crazy talk fly. How to make our little antique stores on the internet go. Bert was converting his cat toys at 10%. Different categories have different potentials. Yes, Biff, for sure. And specifically, he also is a sinner. And he's a total sinner, and is is selling his stuff on Temu right now. So, I mean, the guy's a
I heard that Temu
animal.
is like losing sellers though, because they are forcing sellers to sell things for so little that
Can't make money.
they can't make any money.
I mean, that's why I sell.
Oh, that was a video that
items,
Motorcycle Dork shared with me. I think that was in that video.
It's much better to sell unique one-off items if you can get them. If you can, it's probably, I don't know. Is it advanced? I don't know. It's a different way to do things. I love selling one-off items or vintage items or antique items, things that are rare. I love rarity as opposed to something that I can go replenish. I know how to sell a rare item. That's all I know. I mean, that's all I know. That's like the extent of my knowledge right there. Thank you. What? Anyone see the new USPS Mobile? If a Pacer and an AMC Gremlin have a baby, yeah, it is pretty interesting, right? But it has air conditioning for the poor postal workers. They didn't have air conditioning, and our guy got a brand new truck, and it was a Mercedes Sprinter thing. But those new ones are little baby, like bubble babies.
Have I seen one? I don't know.
They've got like the flat little like trunk, and it's like all glass, and it looks good. It looks like a Pope Mobile a little bit. Won't you guys build me a bulletproof caboose?
Glenn, why promote items that do sell by themselves in the first place and items that don't sell as well? Bring your impressions down.
Yes, that's what I took from it. Is that don't promote the crappy items. Promoting and this is where I think a lot of us, we had group cuckoo bananas, where don't promote the crappy stuff. Don't promote the crappy stuff.
But he's saying, why would
You're supposed to promote the crappy stuff. The crappy stuff is what you promote because it's crappy.
But Glenn is saying, why promote the items that sell on their own?
You don't. Oh, what did I say? You don't. No, vintage clock like Patricia sells, vintage Starburst clock. You don't promote that because someone's going to type in vintage Starburst clock.
So I think.
Do I have to explain this
Bert,
again to you?
But I think Bert is coming from
No.
Let me finish,
No.
please.
Can I finish?
Bert is coming from a seller that has new skewed items that he keeps replenished. So if somebody else is selling like stuff, he wants to promote his item.
That is correct.
That does sell well on its own.
You're saying the same
anyhow.
thing. You're saying the same thing.
But
you sell crappy stuff.
So that he stands out amongst the other people that are selling his
I see what
things.
you're saying. Don't promote crappy
Can you
stuff.
stop talking over me? Thank you. Anyhow, right. I think, Glenn, I get what you're saying. Why promote stuff that already will just sell on its own? But I don't know what you sell, Glenn. But if it's like us selling unique items, then we had to just take a shot and go, I think this item's going to sell well. Do we want to promote it and maybe draw people to our store and look at other things too? Or not? And let it just sell on its own.
I can't not talk anymore! I'm back. Ooh, I did. How much is that? I did like 36 seconds. I did 36 seconds of not talking.
I love it, Dendicor. I knew Dendicor was going to say that. Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
So yes, you're saying three. So you're saying three things. You're saying if somebody goes and looks for a specific item, vintage Starburst clock, which if you like Starburst clocks, you're going to look for vintage ones. Probably going to type in all three of those words. There's no need to promote that. If you're selling low sell-through rate items like Atari video games, you have to ask yourself, is this an item I want empty impressions on? Do I need more impressions on this because I don't know how to sell it? Meaning, if I title it exactly what I want with the exact keywords, somebody looking for this exact item will find it. Is that true? Are there a lot of them out there? If there are a lot of them out there, go to B. So the first thing you ask yourself, is this
It's like a flow chart?
A flow chart. A desirable item. It's desirable to one person, not to a whole bunch of people. Okay, don't promote it. But if it's a cheap, plentiful, desirable item that's attractive to a lot of people, that's the thing you want to promote. Am I right? Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Dork's at an actual job. I think that's the
Absolute Fines
case.
was asking how long did it take for you guys to go full time? I mean, really.
Well, she got crap canned at the at the thing, in 2020.
He's
And
been on
never back to
eBay
work,
since
ever.
1999.
But I've done other things, so
Right.
like,
So full time was really over the past 3 years.
2019, I quit. I had my last what do you call that? Project I was working on, and I said I'm done with projects. I gotta sell all my crap because I'm gonna die, and all my crap's gonna be here, and she's gonna throw it in the garbage. So, and we don't have any kids. So then I came home and I started selling all my video games, all my Nintendos and Virtual Boys and all that crap. And that was like September of 2019. So I'm like, that's what I'm going to do for the next few years. She's going to stay at her job. We're going to have a great life. This is going to be wonderful. Womp womp. Fast forward 6 months. We now work together. We haven't left each other's side in 4 years. I still love her. And that's the story I'm sticking with. Thank you. No, so about 4 years. 4 years. No, 4.5 years. We've been selling full time, I would say.
And Mike was saying, but don't
accurate?
you promote highly saturated, desirable item if you want to resell it more often? Yeah.
That's a replenishable item.
Right. Replenish, blah, 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 blah. And I know I'm harping on it, but I think, Bert is coming from that perspective of replenishable items where we're coming from unique vintage.
Yes, unique vintage. And so, I mean, there is a thing. Signal Fixer is saying just outlast the current crew at eBay. But what can they do, Signal Fixer? I mean, what can they do besides the thing they're going to have to do? I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think there's any way for them to avoid this. They best become the best secondhand goods reseller around and lean into that. That's what they freaking do. That's who they are, and that's what they got to do.
I like James's plan. I'm just going to start listing items without a title, and I'll just say shirt or CD.
What? What is Grog by Doug Horn?
I just saw that.
He's a friend of ours.
I remember one time.
That's amazing.
Daily Refinement, I think, a long time ago, did a video where he was showing how some people were listing things like accounts that sold tons of product, and it literally would just say, like, pants or women's pants.
Black pants.
Yeah, black pants. And I was like, oh, how are they selling so much?
Look, I don't even have, if I had another lifetime to live, I couldn't even brain chemistry, that kind of math. But the person figured it out because I wouldn't be there doing that. That's just not my trip. I don't want overhead.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to pay, because black pants, you got to sell a lot of black pants. You need a warehouse to sell black pants. And so I think of Chris Lynn.
But they must have they use all the item specifics then, because where does the person get the size and the fabric and the
item specifics, which work when you use the search engine. That's how it gets the other stuff if it's not in the title.
So Patricia was sort of trying to simplify, like, when do you decide to promote and when not? And she said you promote the batteries that go in the vintage clock, but not the vintage clock that they power.
Oh wait, can I reread that? Where was that?
Just first, down.
Promote batteries, not the vintage clocks. Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
Because everyone, batteries are not unique. I mean, they're everywhere.
So you're trying to get a little bit ahead, and then Josh points out, and this is the tricky part that got me wrecked last year. This was the tricky part about promoted listings. And I think that it didn't actually work when they first were using it, because we used promoted listings for a couple of years until they did the switch in June of 2023. We used it without thinking about it. It was just always on at 2% or whatever.
Yeah.
We never thought about it.
Sorry, my nose is really itchy.
And then something happened specifically. They must have implemented part of the working situation here. And then our sales plummeted, but not because they were being exposed, but not because they weren't being exposed, because they were being exposed. So we paid for promoted listings.
Yes.
People were seeing our crappy items, not buying them, which just pulled our whole store down. And they had just implemented this system, or they had done some tweak or some change, and that's what happened. So specifically, what Josh is saying is that promoting it will make more money for eBay. And that's what they want, ultimately make more money. What they don't want is to make less money. And every time they promote there is a cost associated with your impression. Each one of your impressions costs some sort of money. So if you have a crappy item and they're promoting it lots of times and no one's buying it, it does actually cost them money.
I'm trying so hard not to forget what I wanted to say.
Did you forget it?
Oh, yep. Oh, I did for a second. Now it came back to me. So when James commented in the chat, after chat on the PPV video, like,
so many comments, great comments.
About how
so jealous
does
of
it affect
comments.
that item or your store as a whole or blah, blah, blah. I think we're sort of answering it on our own, just, having conversation and thinking it through, that it's your whole store that gets affected. And if you could go back up, please, just a bit to Axe Monkey. Stop. She was saying, I think the best thing I can do right now is to move all of my low dollar sports cards to a separate store. I think it's dragging everything else down.
This is what we did.
And that is,
our stores exploded.
We're answering this, what we were wondering, like, is it,
I don't know why what I do works. I just know it does. And I think Bert kind of explained, that's the theory, is take the low performing items. We're still doing promotions wrong, but because we separated the low STR items from the higher STR items, we noticed a huge difference in the store workings.
Well, Ryan sells, cards all day long.
I don't know. Does he promote them?
I don't think so.
I do have to say that I think you got to promote, unless you have super duper, like Patricia's saying, the clocks. And that's why we have one store that's like Milo Boffman, Eames, they're designer items that people want. You don't need to promote those. So we don't. And then all the stuff that's like in our media store, that one we're blanket promoting because it's media. And I don't think we have rare media. We have like good media priced well. And if we promote it, it's going to just inch it up just a little bit and put a few more eyes in front of it, because that store is blowing up too. The middle store that we just canceled the promoted listings on definitely did not get any sales last night, which you would expect to get probably. So I think that and there's nothing like, it's just mid-grade items or good items. Like I showed you the air conditioner unit for an old Mercedes. It's weirder but cool items. I don't what was my point? I lost my whole brain.
We didn't sell anything, so you stopped promoting on.
Right. So then I'm just trying out to do how eBay is suggesting I promote items, just letting the robots take over a little bit to test and see if there's any validity to not promoting your whole store and just promoting certain items. And then I don't know which items promote necessarily, unless I went through and looked at all the numbers on every item. But guess what? I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to believe eBay's robot and see if it does anything. Thank you.
And Dendecor was saying eBay needs to advertise collectibles like they do for eBay Motors. That will fix a lot of these issues.
Now, did you guys, if anybody who wasn't here at the very beginning of the show on one of my super tangents, that this was not here last week because we did the same test last week, but this week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, this week, or I don't know when it started, these are all three of our items in our store that is not promoted. There's no promoted listings. And that's my title. This is our items
Went
right
to
there.
Google, typed in Bosch & Lomb 7-inch Series 2 Cinephore.
And these three items come up in sponsored.
Yeah.
And our items come up right there at the top of search in eBay, but also over here in the sponsored.
That's an all also. So it's not just searching shopping. That's all of the web.
Yeah,
options.
Yes, that part's all of web and this part's shopping. And then it says more on Google, I think, shopping. Because see, it says Google Shopping is a new app. It's all new.
Then Google Shopping, though, they aren't there at all.
They're not there at all, but they're like the sucking of the, I'm trying to use the good words. The draw.
Crazy though.
The draw into.
Oh, and
and
he was also mentioning that when you click on it, that it seems like what is that called? That time period where Google and eBay are exchanging information so that their items show up on Google.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do. Come on
I refuse
now.
to remember.
That when you click on these links, they're actually going to our current listing, not one that, because we end in South Similar weekly, and previously it would link you to the close or the ended listing.
To get compiled or whatever the word is. Is that what you mean?
Category indexed. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So these, yes, but these are indexed properly. I only listed them yesterday. They go to the actual items, not to canceled or ended ones. And the prices are right. Even this morning, actually, one of them said $36 and now says $48. So they literally updated, like they're updating it all the time.
Look at that.
Wow. And this one, and this pulls you into Google Shopping.
Oh, there was the other thing too that we were like, oh, that's interesting. On one of our Mercedes things, it was on a different page we were looking at, and because we were like, oh, let's try something else. Yeah. And our item showed up not as a sponsored item, but it showed up as similar items on this Google search, and in the sort of faded out gray text, it said small business.
Oh yeah, what was
that? And
we
were like, why is ours showing small business?
What were we looking up?
It was I thought you kept the tab open to show that.
Yeah,
but none of the other items that it was showing that were also from eBay had small business.
I want to show that.
What? And it had like, I think
thought you were going
it had some items from various marketplaces, but for ours, for the eBay ones, our item was the only one that said
listed
small
our store.
Business.
It said Junk Drawer Empire. And below that, I don't see. I can't even.
Had a little like icon.
First of all, people don't even know what we're talking about, so it's hard to explain. I'm just saying for everybody
Type
else.
in one of our items. I think it was that stupid air conditioner thing.
I don't see any Mercedes air conditioner in here. Oh, it was the hubcap stencil, liar.
Yes. Okay, there you go.
Nice.
All right. So show this.
Show you the door.
All right, do we need to move us? Are we blocking important stuff?
No. Calm down. We're getting crazy. Okay, yeah, so we do have a Mercedes hubcap stencil on eBay. So we just threw that into the search engine. Don't see it here. Let's see if we see it. We don't see it.
Yeah, there
here.
It is. There it is.
Oh, my God. Now look at this. This is what we're trying to explain to you right here. So in this section, popular products, our items are coming up. We see AliExpress. I mean, they're not exactly the same, but the eBay ones.
Etsy.
Now, this is ours right here. So, Mercedes hubcap, paint, stencil tools, 30, blah, 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 blah. This is what Spam was pointing out, that down here at the bottom,
they can't see because our faces are blocking it.
Like right there. See how this has words below it right here? And how this one just says eBay, free delivery, and this one says Etsy. Ours says eBay, old school artifacts. I guess it's listed on now. I forgot that. Free 30-day returns, small business. Like, I don't even know what that means. Why does it say small business under our listing, but this guy
is that
does
because
not
this
say...
guy is a private seller? What are they called? Personal seller, and we're a business seller?
I don't know. It says visit site. Renaissance Electric. He's a big seller.
Yeah, he is. How can you tell if someone it's a business account or a... They must be a business
I don't know
account,
why that matters.
though. Yeah. Well, only if...
To them, maybe.
Well, because I'm just thinking, does it push it as small business if you're a business account?
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know the benefit or detriment of that, if there is any at all. But I think it's an interesting thing to point out. For people
that want to support small businesses? I mean,
yeah,
that sounds good, right?
It does. Sure, I'm down. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
but it is just an interesting...
You can get out of there now.
It's an interesting thing. Is that ours? That's one of ours. No, it's not.
Yeah, that is.
No, it says movie project. Yeah, that's not us. Oh, that's a term. That's an actual subject.
Oh, then that is ours. It looks like my photo.
I know. You can tell your awesome photos.
Yeah, there it is.
So, in that little interesting thing, it shows the top of this subject is our 3 lenses, 4 lenses, 5 lenses, 6 lenses, 7 lenses, 8 lenses, 9 lenses until you get to somebody else's lenses. And then ours start up again.
That's funny.
We're owning the category. That's what's happening. We own that category. Is that what we're seeing? Everybody tell us, are we owning this category?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening.
Well, we're down to just the scraps now on that.
We still own it. It's ours. We're never letting it go.
Yeah, AO was saying, I think life was much simpler when promoted ads wasn't a thing. It was. And eBay just obviously wanted to make more money, but also I think it helped them, so many sellers, and you can't show everyone's stuff to everyone.
Right on the money. Right on the tick.
What?
You're young.
eBay's buyer's choice. Aloha.
eBay's buyer's choice.
E-buyer's choice. You want to go big, please?
Yes. I would love to do that for you.
That's why there's this theory that newer accounts do better on average. They are less contaminated with late shipping. Yeah, true. Bureaus, disputes, etc. Good point. Patricia was saying that she wishes Bert might clarify in the future interview whether conversion rate for search placement is a factor of sales per page views, clicks, or impressions, or something else, or both.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hammer this dude with some questions next time he appears.
And Biff was saying yes, indexing. So thank you. Jovia, what if you had say 300 of the same item and promoted at a high percent and increased the price in the hopes to be able to get views to be able to send an offer at the price you originally wanted to sell?
First thing that comes to my brain just immediately upon hearing that, is that it's currently a buyer's market. So it really depends on how you can't sell stuff for as much as you used to sell it for. That's just, it's impossible for us to sell the stuff for what we want to sell it for. I just had to turn that part of my brain off and sell it for the price it sells for.
Well, and people know, people catch on that, you raised your price just to,
Yeah. I mean, it depends.
Send me an offer.
We have people that watch some items. Well, we have like 8 watchers on an item, and it's so, what we do is the reverse, I think it's called reverse auction method, which is we list it for a hell of a heavy number.
Bert said something about auctions are just stupid.
Not auction, reverse auction. I think that's what they call it. Auctions are stupid, but unless you want to get rid of stuff. So
I may have just put words in his mouth.
No, he did. He said that auctions.
He
doesn't recommend them.
Yeah.
And so you have an item that might be worth $2,000, but you started at 3, just in case somebody's got ants in their pants or they're hot to trot, and you slowly over weeks bring it down.
But then that's sort of like the real estate market, though, where people put things on, and then you're like, hey, this has been on the market for a month.
I don't think it's the same.
So you guys, I'm not gonna pay anywhere near what you want.
A little bit, but it's just, it depends on, because we put something on there, that person hasn't even seen it for a month. If it's an expensive Mercedes part, they haven't even seen it for a month. It's the right person comes on that one day and goes, oops, that's my thing.
And can you tell what happened where something got like a lot of interest or something, and then you had the opportunity to send out an offer, so you went and raised the price before you sent the offer, but eBay wouldn't let you?
They used to just, you could just change the price, and now they've put a little,
because you're like, oh wait, maybe I should be asking more for this.
10-20 minute delay on it. That's all. Just a little delay. Okay. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't do that all the time, but there would be times when an item would be brought to my attention. I'd forgotten about it through an offer, and then I'm like, wow, that's way underpriced, and then I would go change. I don't know if that's just selling shit. The person doesn't have to buy it. If they're insulted, don't buy it.
Yeah, but eBay had you send out the offer at what it had. You originally had it priced at, though, right? Or so I thought something like that happened.
They just made it, yeah. So technically, yeah, they just slowed it down so that it doesn't. If you go and change your price, it takes about 20 minutes for it to actually go through. So if you had $100,
yeah. Can you scroll down?
I don't think so. I think I don't have any more scrolling abilities. Look at all this words.
Yes. Get.
So many words. Just spoke with Bert. All right, really? Just spoke with Bert.
He will be back on PPP early next month.
Wow. Well, everybody, link is in the description. Go check out the video if you haven't seen it. Watch it once. If you're a serious eBayer, you're going to want to watch it twice or possibly 3 times.
Set to be a guest on John's live next Monday.
I don't even understand. You're going to
So
work
he'll
this
be
guy
on
hard.
PPP
Let's
again.
get him. Bert, get over here.
Nice.
That wasn't.
Below mine it says but. No, we do not promote, Glenn, we do not promote offsite at all. Ever, never have, never. So that's why it's really surprising to us that our thing, granted, we typed in specific wording, you know, the way it is on our listings, showed up as sponsored on Google.
Den Decor, I listed those items that just showed on Google Shopping yesterday morning. So I canceled them yesterday morning and relisted them yesterday morning. So they showed up when we were looking this morning. They were already there. So less than 24 hours, they were up there. I wasn't keeping track, so I should look. Next time I do... but I don't know if this is specific to these lenses. Is it because we own that category that we're showing up everywhere? Maybe.
I'm guessing it is. I mean, we've never seen that happen before, but...
For right now, we've got the highest.
We're not necessarily paying attention. So.
I could probably look on eBay and go look at where we rank in categories and figure it out. But
did you see?
I don't like that.
I know you were reading Den Decor, but he was asking if can you do a new listing and see how fast it
That's
shows up.
what I'm talking about.
Right, but it might not even show up now if it's something that, like you said, that's not really interesting to eBay or Google.
But if it is like old Mercedes parts, they're very rare. I mean, mostly rare. So. Those things that are hot and rare are probably.
James is saying you might be seeing it because of cookies. Try incognito and see if you get the same results. Good idea, James.
Yeah, James. We're going to go figure this out.
Good point.
Can you just go into incognito? Found one compromise. Where does it say that?
New incognito window.
Got it. Okay. Now I have to do... a Bausch.
Oh, it was right there.
It's right there, sweetie. I told you.
Yeah,
it
it's
still
still
comes
there.
up in an incognito window.
Huh. Everything is exactly the same.
Like it does actually look exactly the same.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have the center part where we saw our other stuff. Where we saw the... Oh, no, you have to look up air conditioner.
Well, the stencils.
Please don't be mad at me. Don't beat me.
Don't joke like that.
Mercedes, it's not a joke. I'm blinking my eyes. Mercedes air conditioner? No.
It was stencil.
But it's not here anymore. Where'd that go?
Hubcap stencil.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just double checking to see. No, we're not in the more products anymore there.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah, we are. It's all exactly the same.
Yeah, and it still says small business.
Small business, pre-owned, old school artifacts. Wow. If anybody needs those stencils, come talk to me. I'll give you 10% off. It's only $1,000.
The little leaf, meaning it's green. Like
pre-owned, because leafing is good for
the environment.
Look
at that. And it's scrolling through all of our pictures, too. You hover over the picture and it scrolls.
Wow.
Well, you know.
So anyway, guess what we've learned today is that eBay is great. So is Bert. Playbook podcast ain't bad either. And whoop-de-doo. See y'all later.
Just
Bye.
do a quick,
what?
quick scroll down and then.
Excuse me. I had some snoddle. Are you looking at my elbow, babe?
Oh.
Look who's up.
Oh, yeah. Where's your medicine?
He wakes up when it's like 2 hours. I know what time it is. You guys are going to be off soon. And we're going to go get treats. We're going to go to the store. I'm going to go to Ace. Ace is the place where Pokey takes his poops.
Jovial was saying to John that will maybe get you to the 25K subscribers.
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be awesome.
He's leveraging.
You
He's
guys,
leveraging
you
eBert.
guys work so hard
You
at
do.
it.
You do a good show.
And you deserve as many subscribers as you can get.
I like all three of you. You know, I think everyone was like, how's this all going to work out after the change? I think you did a good job.
Yeah, at first I was hesitant. I was like, I'm not really sure about this. But then...
And not only that...
Beard really grew on me.
She's like, she can't stop talking about Beard. It's like, oh, Beard all day long around here.
And I was
Why
like...
can't you shave your head?
No.
Why can't you?
No. No, I was like, I'm really liking this a lot.
It's really good. Lots of opinions, lots of points of view. That's the best. So...
I've been misquoting Bert all day, lag.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what we do now. I'm 7 away. What? Wait, you're kidding? Are you?
Oh wait, what are you doing?
Well, now I'm going over here. I got to go check his thing and see if he's
7 away from 25K.
It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Oh, I'm in incognito.
Oh, hi, honey bunny. Oh, what are you doing? Look at him, James.
Yeah, get your moment of pokey.
Oh, do it.
Oh, look at this. Kind of blocks him though now.
Yeah.
Move that away.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can just do that. Look, there's his head. And look, connected to his head is like this neck throat thing. And then he reaches over to Daddy because he's all like so cute.
Wait, go. Click on.
Oh, you can't. How do you get away?
Click on them right there.
He's doing gentle eye rubbings.
He's his own little. He's his.
Okay,
little
here
Beetlejuice.
is. There you go.
Oh
my god! You guys are literally just a few away.
Well, we see on our end it says 24.9.
There's one person waiting for your show tonight. It's probably us because we're.
Can we just go and finish up comments? Oh, it's Shannon Greenlaw.
Shannon Greenlaw is the first commenter on tonight's show over at FAE. What do you want?
And she's been checking the FAE's whatnot for the show.
Wow.
So we're relaying the messages to you.
We're reading your messages to you.
You're providing us a lot of content. Thanks.
Remember when Josh used to provide us all the content? We would just come on after him and just talk about what he just talked about. That was awesome. Thanks, Josh. If you could do that again, that'd be fun.
Can we just go to the comments?
Yes.
And finish up here?
You guys, this has been actually kind of a big show for us. Lots of viewers and lots of
so
questions. Endless questions.
Land Shark Picker.
Comments.
Aloha.
Steaks
So
are hot
let's
and
just
rare.
get through these. Then eBay's 30-day offsite ad lag is bull crap.
Oh, Patricia's calling you. She made 13,150 on two.
Huh?
Always exceptions to anything that we say, but the rule would be, auctions are there because they work in certain instances well. They also, I would say, in like 90% of the instances, people are either trying to blow stuff out.
Do not chew your nails. Your teeth are gonna break.
Or you're trying to, well, the seller is trying to get rid of stuff, and people are trying to get good deals to resell. I mean, there's really not that many good reasons to use an auction.
I think it's silly to
if you're looking for money.
If you know that the item is desirable and people will go bonkers for it, absolutely.
But if you're saying like, let's.
I see things up for auction. I'm like, why would someone put this up for auction at a penny? Like,
it's going to sell for a penny and you're going to lose
the
money.
stupid lens clamp, and I'm like, those sell for $9 already.
And you're going to lose money, and it's going to cost you more to anyway. But if you have something that actually would benefit from having people bid off of each other, of course, an auction's going to be the best. Back in the day when there was only auctions on eBay, we had some real big surprise numbers happen. But that's just not how things work so much. But if you have something that's so rare, you only have one of them and everybody wants it, auction away. But you better auction it like, make if it's 7-day auction or something. I wouldn't do it like a 1-day auction. Do they even have different auction day numbers now?
I don't know. You're talking so much. DM Ephemera is, if promoting an auction, does the fee apply if the winning bidder found it through promoted or any bidder? Mike got a sale. I
see Biff saying offsite ads was such a disaster. That's kind of what I'm guessing. And
Yeah.
again, we're just taking what's happening out there. In this day and age, it's much more important to see what happens than what people say.
Miss Lachey
Oh,
was
man, that's all.
answering. She says, I believe if you promote an auction, you pay the fee whether the item sells or not. Ooh.
But
I
in
remember a while
auctions-
back reading a whole bunch about something eBay changed.
In auctions?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that there were more fees or some. I can't remember.
Cookies. Give
Oh,
them
that's
hot
awesome.
milk. Give them hot milk. Cookies.
And Jovial, can you scroll down, please?
Oh, I'll try.
All right, the finger's in the way. Oh my gosh.
It says
I bet
LOL. Seriously?
No. Oh my gosh. I bet Primo would look awesome with a shaved head. I've never seen him without hair. That would be weird. Don't mess with me, Jovial.
Does it look like?
Oh, nice. Dendocore got a sale.
That's
Cha-ching. eBay sold a Hot Wheels wallet. Awesome. And John is saying, by the way, we are doing our Whatnot show tonight after the live, followed by Biscuit Butt and Mike Camparelli.
Oh, wow.
Come
Okay,
check
that's
it
what she
out.
was speaking
Okay.
about on the comment.
So watch FAE Flippin' Ain't Easy
That's your
tonight,
second- that's your
and then they're
second
doing a
Whatnot. Last time was a lot of fun. I hope Biscuit Butt has some like armor on or something. So when John punches him in the head, it doesn't hurt.
Beard said he got 3 sales during this live. John will probably hand out returns or give out returns. Come here, baby boy. Okay.
Are we ready? What are you doing?
I'm getting pokey.
Oh,
He's trying to get on my lap.
squeeze me.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
look at
Oh,
the
he's
little
so precious.
muffin mouth.
Okay.
Oh, look, he's looking at the mic like, I want to talk on it. Okay, we're done. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, AO comes in. I did offsite ads on Poshmark for 30 days and got only 1 sale. Yeah.
I don't think the
Offsite
offsite.
just don't seem that profitable.
I think that they,
Do not
if you
chew
think
those
about
nails,
about
Brad.
the way
Doggy. No,
salesmen
no,
work,
no.
I mean, what did the Google salesman, the big guy in the nice crisp shirt with the gold Rolex, did he smooth in to eBay and said, "Hey, I got a deal for you. We're gonna stop giving you traffic, and you're gonna pay us for your traffic on Google." And eBay was like, "Yeah, that sounds great," and they were like signed up. And then they're like, oh, a year later, not so good.
So a couple last things before we go. Mike was saying, I put my crap common games in an auction a couple months ago, and they did well with it. And the first time doing an auction since the mid-2000s, and he's going to try another one here soon to see if he gets similar results. And
That's
then,
a great use for it to get rid of
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
yeah,
you
like all those patterns or something.
Yeah,
Let's
do it.
Because you're
Oh, yeah,
willing,
now we're
you're
gonna do it.
willing, You're willing to take nothing for
These
them.
people want to report on your auction experience.
And John
We
is
sold
saying,
1,000 patterns for $1. Oops.
John is saying I will actually be opening a return for the one item I bought from Beard on my live this evening.
They didn't fit.
Dendicor, thank you, Dendicor, saying have a great day. I'm going to ship these orders same day so eBay knows I'm a good little boy.
Yes, you got to do that.
we need to do that too.
Overpromise.
Okay, we got to go.
Overpromise, underdeliver. Opposite of that. Just do the opposite of what we
Right.
say.
Underpromise and overdeliver.
But that's the rules for doing anything, and that's why flipping. Oh, that's not this. And so watch Flipping Ain't Easy tonight. They're gonna be on Whatnot. Go watch that video if you haven't seen it with eBert, and then John's gonna have him
What are you
on.
doing? No, I'm holding
Did he
all
say
of
next
his
Monday?
toes.
You said next
On
Monday?
Mondays,
Okay,
next
so next
Mondays,
Monday?
he'll be on PPP, and then on
PPP next month.
his Monday live, he will have him on. I guess next Monday.
Don't let her do your scheduling.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday the 11th. He'll be on. So
Wait,
watch
Mike
that.
was saying it also brings more traffic to your store. So auctions bring more traffic to your store. Is that what you're saying?
Does it? That's interesting. I did not. So
Yes, it is next Monday.
I don't see the big players on YouTube use auctions. So I'm guessing that Patricia's use is like really the solid, like that's where you're most likely going to get use out of it if you're trying to make money. if you're trying to get rid of inventory, I think it works because people expect lower prices in the auctions. Okay, we are done. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Mike Seller.
Are you really going to go all the way up the list?
No, I'm. Why are you not letting me finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get in your way?
Major
Did I get in your way? Is
for
it
the
me?
super chats.
High five for everybody.
But thank you to everyone for being
Stay
here.
perky.
What's that weird noise in there?
Rare item international market purchasing.
Oh, wait, where's the...
Get back to work, you slacker.
Aloha. Have a
Thank you
great
for
day.
hanging with us, everyone.